Hey guys, it's Mike, another King Arthur Legends Rise video. We are post-patch and we got some stuff to talk about. So try to look at this through a positive lens, although there probably will be a lot of negativity surrounding what's going on here. Starting out with the new banner, we got Nika and Sari's banner for 14 days. Both these champions are excellent, but neither one of them are new. So that is pretty unfortunate as far as the pace of which we're looking to get new champions into the game. We went 2 cycles last time with no new champion, then we got Brennan, and now we're back to no new champion, which I wouldn't say is absolutely a negative thing. It just would be good to have communication on this ahead of time. As far as rate up champions go, if you don't have Nika on your account, probably worth pulling for. She is a game changer. Sari's I don't have on my account, and I will not be pulling for her. That being said, she is a great champion. It's just I'm trying to stack these up in case they drop another bomb on us like Brennan, where we can get a freebie with extra rate up summons. So I need to kind of be a little more conservative on when I use them. They did bring Charlotte into the pool, which she's kind of a blah champion anyway, so all she's really doing is bringing the rates down of the other champions, but she is available in the summoning pool now, so all champions except for Brennan are now in the summoning pool with the special summons there. If we jump over into the events here, we got a couple new things coming into the way. We got an event with Nika, which this is just because she's part of the banner. You can test her skills. Same thing with Sari's here. But the mission event is going to be clearing Origin of Apolia, and you get some pretty juicy rewards in here. Again, from an in-game player perspective, there's really not a lot in here that's going to get me excited. Me personally, being mid-game, summons are always good. Legendary, these are the selector. So being able to select, I think, books and talisman in that space are going to be good for the account. We talked about stacking stuff up. This video is coming out right away, so it's actually going to come out in front of my other video talking about the Brennan event and what we learned. In that video, I discussed planning ahead for these events and basically accruing as many of these resources as you can to make sure you're in a place to be successful when these events launch. So getting these selector boxes are going to be really helpful in that space. Spirit of the Forest Festival using stamina. Looks like it's going to be a 5-day situation where you have just a couple things to do each day. I have been told if you wait until they all open and then you could do all of them on the last day, that is a more efficient way to go. I don't know for a fact that works, and if you miss some of the things on the first day, whether or not you can do them on the second day or not. But they're pretty easy to get through, so I'm probably going to blaze through everything that's going on here. Going into Burning Land, I could definitely use some gold, so I would appreciate that. We'll come back and talk about the Mastery Mystery Stone Consumption Support Event. Gold collecting event. It's telling us to go into Gorgos, get some gold. As we get gold, we're going to get some added juicy rewards. No problem there. We're going to go through 10 million gold, which will definitely help the account in using some of that gear that I've acquired from those ruby packs. From there, you got clan activities. You can actually get out of the clan now. I'm going to go take a peek and see if I can get in MikeGoG after we get all the rewards that we got from being locked in the clan for the last week. If you would like to join us over there, we're trying to put together 25 active players that log in every day and play. So MikeGoG in the clans, we'd love to have you. That would be a big win for all of us to have 25 people that play the game actively. In the raid bounty favor dungeon, this is kind of a tough one. For me personally, I need to get in the favor dungeon and actually push this on and get storing some of those resources we talk about in my upcoming video. But the reality for, again, going back to in-game player, like they probably have all their characters awakened that they care about. So why are they going to go in there and farm? Now, obviously the rewards in here aren't incredibly juicy with wood and iron and then some of these armament tokens, but it is an event that's going on that you'd want your players to engage with, especially if you're thinking about in-game accounts where you're like, hey, what are they doing right now? Anytime you have a new banner launch and there's not new heroes, that should be the first question on everybody's mind, is how many in-game players have something to do and how many are we going to lose because there's not a new champion. Every time we lose an in-game player, it's pretty tough. I mean, you're talking, it's not easy to acquire players and it's not easy to sustain them and get them all the way to in-game, and to watch them just leave with nothing to do is pretty brutal. And that leads us kind of directly into the Mastery Memory Stone. I don't hate this event. I think that at the end of the day, they're doing something new and different, and I think that's worth supporting, and that is pretty cool. Being a new game, we don't know the type of events they're going to do, so we don't know which resources to collect over time. I literally just spent 20 of these memory stones upgrading the chivalry on my Nika. I am sitting on approximately 40, I believe, so I'm actually in a better place than most people for this event. But the problem with this event is there's no way to accrue these memory stones during this 14-day period in a manner that's going to get me to 120 or even close. As well as, again, thinking about in-game players, I don't know, like you're talking about upgrading 6 chivalries. There's in-game players that don't have 6 chivalries to upgrade. So in that space, this is kind of brutal for them. Like you're saying, oh, upgrade chivalries on character. Well, there's 21 characters in the game. Some of those characters, like there's probably at least a handful of players that are completely maxed out across the board. There's probably quite a few characters that don't want to increase the chivalry on any of the characters they don't have chivalry on already. The other thing too is nothing in the game, at least to my knowledge, has told us not to utilize these as soon as we get them. So it kind of feels a little bit blindsided to come in, especially with this many. I don't know. I guess it depends on the way you look at events. If you look at events in the sense of like, hey, maybe you can do them, maybe you can't, then I think there's nothing wrong with this event at all. That you're doing something new and different. It's something that hasn't been done before. It's something that kind of does speak a little more to in-game players because they're the ones that might be sitting on these memory stones to upgrade legendary chivalries. So in all that space, I'd say it's good. Where I fall down is I truly believe anytime an event comes into the game, everybody should have the opportunity to complete that event. If they want to grind it out, if they want to put in the time and the effort, they should be able to do it. This does not have that vibe on it at all. Like when I'm looking at this, I'd say the average player is probably going to be lucky to get here. The average player probably is maybe sitting on 17 memory stones waiting for that 20 to go, and they might get right here. So when you have a majority of your player base hitting tier 1 on an event, I'm going to kind of say that's a pretty garbage event. I feel like either you need to do better to prep them, you need to do better. Maybe there's a secondary event that goes alongside this where you can earn memory stones. I'm not saying 120, but maybe you can earn up to 40, kind of help you along in this event. I don't know. I think there's just a huge... this puts a pretty bad taste in my mouth personally. You think about these memory stones as far as how expensive they are and everything else. Like if they're going for a cash grab, like there are obviously things you can go in and buy and get memory stones, but I haven't even priced it out to see what it would take to get to 120 to max this event out. And frankly, the rewards aren't even really that great. You do have a selector legendary relic here, which would be pretty cool. Like right now I'm debating between Nika's Frost and Morgan's Storm. If I got that, I could have both of them. But the chances of me getting to 120 memory stones is slim to none. If I take a peek at my account right now, looking at chivalry, I'm sitting on 32, which is more than probably most people. If you think about the best place to actually get memory stones is probably going to be in adventure mode here. You can get 20 by completing, what is this, chapter 7, I think. Oh no, that was, what chapter? Oh, that's chapter 10. So chapter 10 you can get 20, chapter 9 I'm at 10, 10. So I have 50 memory stones sitting here with my 30, gets me to 80. I mean I'm getting close-ish if I can complete all these things, but you're talking a lot of these treasure chests. I got to upgrade some pretty random characters. So, that may or may not be something that I try to focus on during this event. Trying to stay positive. I think the champions they put in the raid up summons are great champions, so I think that is absolutely a great thing. I don't think that having no new champion every 2 weeks is necessarily a bad thing, because it allows us to work on the things that we want to focus on in the game, build the champions we want to build without focusing on the new raid up champion. That being said, if there was communication where the expectation is once a month this is happening, or once every 6 weeks, or once every however long, at least then we could anticipate it, where we're not just day of being extremely disappointed at the fact there's not new champions in the game. So if we jump into clan here, we're going to go ahead and collect all of our resources here. See, this is where I'm at. We got eight of our clan members actually logged in yesterday, which is incredibly frustrating. We did have one day where 20 people logged in at a random, I think it was a Saturday. So that is something that can pop up. But we go in here, let's see here on the clan war, I think I can get my rewards now for the league stuff. And we're gonna go ahead, oh no, silver, your rewards have been sent to your mail. So let's take a peek at our mail. So on the clan rewards we got here, we got some tokens here and some memory stones right on cue. We got 3, so that's gonna get us pretty close to 120. Before we get too crazy into all that, we're gonna jump into the clans. We're gonna jump out of here, leave clan, okay. We're gonna go join. I haven't, if you actually type in the full name of the clan, I've had a tough time finding stuff. So if I just type in Matt here, GOG pops right up. They've got 4 folks in here. Anyone can join, so come join us. We're looking to put together 25 people that want to actually play the game. Gonna log in every single day. So we're up to 5 now. I'm number 5. So come on over and join us, and we're gonna push on the account. And hopefully get to a point where we're getting that extra summons every single day. Part of pressing your clan along is this clan raid right here. I actually have a lot of fun with this. You can come in here and you start with these guys, and you can go through. I'll pick the what I would consider to be the toughest ones. The tough thing in here is you only get 2 tickets per day. They can stack up. So if you get to a point where you've stacked up a few of them, you could actually come through and knock out this Gorgos with, say, Rosier plus Vivian, and save your other champions. Then you come into your Teresk, and you can run that with Lancelot plus Morgan and Sergius. At these levels, you probably don't even need that. Probably just a Bedivere would take out all 4 of these people without even getting any heals. But as you level the clan up, your clan gets ranked higher and higher, and you get better and better rewards. So that is one way to press your clan along. And you get super high end. I think it maxes out at level 30. And then there's a matter of whether or not you're contributing and you're trying not to kill them. And there's kind of some weirdness there. I haven't got that far in game yet. So that's going to be a strategy you got to pick up from Loki Magics or Dylar Tactics. I think he covers that in some of his videos as far as the strategy to make sure that you're maxing out what your clan can do. But ultimately, it's kind of a silly problem to have. I mean, I think ultimately King Arthur and Netmarble should make this where you can run it as often as you need to gain as many points as you can, and just press as far into it as you possibly can. The goal here should be to do as much damage every single day. Like, there shouldn't get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, now I got to really hone back my damage, because otherwise the next 5 days I'm not going to be able to contribute, or whatever the case is. So it's kind of a silly problem that probably needs to be addressed sooner than later. So jumping over Forbidden Dungeons, my previous ranking got me 6 more memory stones there, so we're up to 9 out of 120, so we're getting closer with every passing moment. But these are actually great rewards. Getting through here and doing this is awesome. I think, did we reset? We might have reset, or am I still? Oh, we did. We completely reset. So I got to hard mode level 11, and we can start over in normal mode. If I go in here, it does actually give me 5 tickets, and I can start both hard and normal at the same time, which I think is kind of nice. It kind of rewards you for winning and getting through level 100 last time. I didn't realize that was going to reset completely this time around, so that was kind of a little bit of a surprise there, but some good rewards there, and it gives me something to do. Honestly, right now Forbidden Dungeon is probably my favorite content in the game, just because it is challenging, it's engaging, it's kind of fun to get through progress, and the rewards you get are worthwhile. Like, the rewards for a mid-game account are fantastic. For an in-game account, I'd probably argue not so much. But you know, it just kind of depends on how long you want to retain your players there. But I think all in all, we got an update. The update is decent. I think it definitely has some negative elements to it. Let me know what you think as far as that goes. You know, sometimes I jump the gun on these, and it just kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. And the more I think about it, the happier I am with it. I'd say across the board, nothing feels super bad. Except for this one here, I think is ultimately it's just a slap in the face. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it feels dirty. It feels like a cash grab. Maybe this is their attempt to put together in-game content for an in-game player. as far as doing something for 14 days. But I gotta feel like if I'm in game, these rewards, I mean, this is a pretty nice reward even in game, but chances are you probably have the relics you want. I don't know there's anything in here that's super juicy that would want me going through and blowing a bunch of resources here as an in-game player. As a mid-game player, I'd be excited to get all these rewards. It'd be really cool, but it would have been nice to know that I could try to prep for these, know these events did take place, and that way I wouldn't spend these outside of an event. I kind of learned my lesson on the rubies, where you try not to spend rubies outside of an event for the crystal consumption events. You know, but even still, with some of these packs that have been popping up, I'd rather get the 40 pieces of gear on my account, and I don't want to let those go. If I would have waited, you know, the Vigor set would have expired and I wouldn't have been able to buy it. That being said, I could have waited the last day and bought as much of it as I could, just in case one of those crystal consumption events popped up. My guess is if we're going to get one, it'll probably be in 7 days or 14 days. It seems to be the way things kind of roll through, but it just kind of depends. But I think that's about what I got for you on this quick video about the update. I'm sorry if it was negative. I was trying to put a positive spin on it. I'm still having fun with the game, don't get me wrong. I still plan on plugging in and playing and having a good time. I have a lot of room to grow in my account. I have a long ways to go. But, you know, it's kind of discouraging seeing where in-game leads you at a certain point. Because I really don't feel like there's any content that came in this update that really speaks to in-game players in any meaningful way. So I think that's pretty, it's pretty unencouraging, I guess would be the word I would use. I don't know, but I'm gonna play until I'm in game at least, because I'm still having fun with it. But I could see how that would be frustrating for an in-game player to go through this update and basically log into the game wondering what I'm gonna do for the next 2 weeks. But I appreciate you hanging out with me all the way to the end. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It means the world to me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.